Welcome everybody. We are back with another Says That Number stream. Today we're doing gang generation. So last time we did CEOs and megacorps. This time we're going to do gangs and their gang leaders. This is still going to be in the gut, which is the district we generated last time, which is basically like real like maze-like, tight, horrid kind of place. Lots of like human trafficking and slavery and like wage slavery and just a really horrible place to live in because, you know, it's Cyberpunk. So we're going to do the gangs. I might also generate a few fixers, you know, people who will give you jobs for the megacorps or for the gangs. But yeah, let's get started. So with the creating gangs, there are 5 D20 tables and 2 of them have 2 different spots. So I'm just going to grab, let's see if I can actually hold this up. I'm going to grab 7 D20s and just roll them all together. We'll just go from there. So we got 18, 5, 10, 5, 10, okay, 15, and 9. All right. So with gangs, the thing is that they can be used for is, you know, just extra guys you can kill. You know, if they're not corpos, it's a little bit easier to get away with it. They're good antagonists. They could also be saviors if you need help with, you know, a megacorp. Good job givers, all sorts of things. They're great antagonists, allies, just general stuff. All right. So with 18, it's actually fitting. Slave labor is their main gang income. So we'll just do gang number 1, main income, slave labor, which works well for what we're doing in this district, in the gut. And then 5 for the general gang style is doctrinaire. Obsessed with an ideology or great cause despite all obstacles. Okay. General gang style. Doctrinaire. Obsessed with an ideology or grand plan or great cause. Great cause despite all obstacles. Okay, this is an interesting group. Maybe a more of a culty kind of gang. We might go for something like that. All right, the next thing we have is particular gang strengths, and we rolled a 10 for that. They have excellent gear and weapons. Okay, this is like a scary group. Gang strength, exceptional gear and weapons. I'll be honest, Ori, it's not really meant to be read necessarily. Like, I can probably make it bigger, but this is more of a listening stream, just like the last one. I will be putting this file in the Discord afterwards, but I would say this is more just a like second monitor stream more than anything else. I can see if I can make it a bit bigger. I can bring it up to 16. There we go. Hopefully that's at least a little bit better for you. All right. So the next one we have are recent gang events. Gang event. Oh wait, is it? And we got 5. They badly lost a fight with another group. Okay. I think this is actually an interesting one. I like this one a lot. Okay, the next one is their current goal, which we rolled a 10 on. Fence an extremely hot item of value. We could also change that to maybe fencing like, you know, a person, like maybe like the daughter of a CEO, or you know, maybe some sort of kidnapped person, like a military personnel. Or if it is an item with their really good gear, maybe it's like a military equipment, like a really advanced drone, something like that. I'm just rolling these all out now, and then we're gonna sort of flesh these out once we get these all down. Yeah, exactly. There, the president of the United States is being grabbed by these dudes, if there even is a USA to be had. All right. Um, gang goal. Fence in extremely hot item of value. Okay, and the last two are the name element and gang element, which you got 15 and 9. So for 15, physical trait, and 9, gang. Okay. I will say the naming elements are both good and bad. I do like some of them, but I do find sometimes they're not necessarily the best. But physical trait, strong gang. Big eye gang. What do you guys think? Physical trait and the gang element name is gang. So it'd be something gang. Gang name. Muscle gang. Stoic, strong, steely. A lot of S's are coming to my head right now. I'm gonna roll again on that one, on the physical trait. I don't mind gang, but the physical trait one is weird with gang. 4, animal. Okay, that's easier. You could do like tiger gang, elephant, wolf gang, thrall gang. It's actually not bad. I don't mind thrall. Thrall gang. And also, I mean, fitting with like the slaves and everything, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, I like that. I like that, Ori. We'll go thrall gang. It's kind of messed up. They call themselves that. Why would a gang be so awful? But all right, that is our gang right now. These guys are pretty interesting, and they also fit really well with the gut. They might be sort of like the main guys here that are doing a lot of the slavery. So they could be a pretty big gang in this area. So we might give them a scheme. I'm thinking about doing 3 gangs, but I don't think I'm going to give all of them schemes. I might just have one there as like just an easy, smaller one, maybe an up-and-comer. Or maybe the up-and-comer would actually make sense if they have a scheme, because they're up-and-coming. But I might have one guy that has a scheme and the 2 others with schemes. But alright, that's that. Let's do the gang leader now. And for their name, we're going to do the back of the book thing, where we're just going to look through the backers like we did for the CEOs and see what we get. I'm going to go with NJ Kelly, which just sounds like a Machine Gun Kelly knockoff. Sorry, I lost my page. I accidentally closed. There we go. Creating NPCs. All right. So the gang leader is NJ Kelly. And now for the NPC, we're going to roll on the 5 tables. Again, I'm just grabbing all the dice at once just to make this as fast as possible. Nickname Jelly or JK. Yeah. Nickname Jelly. Okay, so D20. Oh, these are all. Oh, these are all D20s too. Never mind. It's the fixers that have the different dice. Okay. So we're just gonna roll 5 more D20s. Ah, I lost one. Oh, and it rolled a natural 1. Oh, I also rolled another natural 1. I rolled 3 natural 1s. What the hell? So I got 15114. That was the rolls. If anybody ever thinks I'm cheating with my dice, man, I'm not cheating well. Okay. So I think this is fitting. Yeah. So the first one, the NPC's main strength. So NJ's main strength is charm. Able to persuade other NPCs and people with their winning ways, which I think is exceptionally fitting for somebody with that sort of gang main income, that you probably need somebody who's either extremely brutal or somebody who gets away with a lot of stuff by having really good connections and a lot of charisma. Because obviously NJ is a monster. Main strength, charm. Okay, the next one is notable virtue or quality. Devoted to their family. Okay. Notable quality. Devoted to family. And if this guy's devoted to family, not in the Fast and Furious sense, but just like in the, you know, usual shitty person sense, they probably... They probably make excuses for a lot of things they do. They probably justify why they have to do the things they do a lot in terms of, like, it's for my family. Yeah, or it's not slavery, it's just a huge family. Yeah, that's what they tell everybody, like, on the first day of the job. It's like, no, listen, we're all family here. We're a family business. That's why I can tell you what to do. That's what I mean by family. So next one is personality flaw, which is also one, and that is accepts bribes or considerations. Main flaw, accepts bribes. Which might not necessarily be a flaw for a gang leader, but that could mean that maybe they're getting themselves into some hot water. With those sorts of bribes, depending on who they're taking them from, maybe from like a corpo, so you can see where to go with that. Current problems. Another one. A family member or friend has a problem. We'll say family. They're devoted to family. We're gonna stick with the family thing. A family member has a problem. And current desires, which you rolled a 4 for. They want respect and admiration. That feels very fitting for a gang leader. That feels like a really big part of it. Okay. So I think this is the one of the ones we're gonna do a scheme for. I think if I remember, when I did the Megacorps, did I do the schemes at the end? I can't remember if that's what I did. I think I did do that. Yeah, I think Ori, I think that's a good idea. I think maybe the bribes thing, the issue with a lot of maybe corruption throughout the gang, which is funny to say corruption in a gang, but that could be a thing where a lot of things don't get done properly, or things that they want to get done are being slowed down by the fact that, like, a lot of people on the payroll will take money just to look the other way, or, you know, to sell off people, or whatever it might be that gets, you know, the gang itself into a lot of trouble, with, like, a lot of, like, maybe lack of loyalty from people. Okay. So I think let's flesh out. I can't remember how I did it for the Megacorp, so I do apologize if this is different from the last video where I did it differently, but I think it'll just be easier this way. For this one, I feel like to flesh it out, I feel like the Thrall gang is very strong in this district, since they are probably making a lot of the most money. Like, they're making so much money from the slave labor aspect of things. They also, with that money, they can afford really, really good gear and weapons to keep things going. Maybe I will do the scheme now. Let's see. The scheme's just over here, yeah. What would be a good scheme for these guys? We'll roll on the example table and see if we get anything that gets anything going. 2. Drive out a rival? Okay. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm all over the place today. You know what? Let's do the other gangs first. Sorry, don't mind me, guys. I'm all over the place. I think we'll do the other 2 gangs, and then from there we can decide what everybody's gonna be doing. Yeah, it's a very nice person you have here. It'd be a shame if someone kidnapped them. So we'll do these first. So what we're gonna do now that I have my brain together, we got gang 1 done. We're gonna do gang number 2, and then we're gonna do gang number 3, and then we'll flesh them out from there once you have an idea of what we want to do with them. I know the t-shirt, the green parts of the t-shirt, you can the green screen does not like it. All right, we're gonna roll these dice again. So gang number 2, we got an 18, 13, an 18, another 1, Jesus, 7, 12, and 3. Okay, so gang's main income, slave labor. We're redoing this. Though I guess another slave labor gang makes sense in terms of like what the gut's all about, but I think just for the sake of variety, we'll just re-roll. So I re-rolled a 4. City government lobbying as their main form of income? Huh, okay. Hey, Molly. City government lobbying. That is strange. Like, does that mean the city government is lobbying them, or are they lobbying the city government to do things that they want? I guess on a deeper level, they're lobbying the city government to allow them to do things and have like some level of legitimacy. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Where is that Molly uses Amazon Prime, like the Twitch Prime sub, which you have to redo every month. But if it logs you out, then you're not. Yeah. Then it screws you. All right. Well, so we got city government lobbying. So I guess they're trying to do some sort of legitimate business, maybe, or like not legitimate, but like the state government looks at their way because they're paying them. And then 13 for the gang style. Gang style is 13. Pretentious. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what it says for pretentious. Overtly seeing themselves as their turf's government and lawful rulers. Huh. See themselves as their turf's lawful rulers. Well, that actually works really well with the city government lobbying. Because that might mean that they're like in deep with them, and also kind of like maybe the way they conduct themselves is really helpful for this. As well as them being like, hey, listen, like we're gonna take over these duties in this area. Here's the money for these things. We're gonna take the taxes and whatever else on this. So here's your money. Here's your portion. You don't have to worry about any of the people here or any of the problems. We'll deal with all that. So we still make money. You have less to worry about. You have more resources that can go into other things. This is like a mutually good solution for both of us. Okay, so 18 for gang strengths. Yeah, exactly. Or they're an HOA that's just like on steroids. Gang strength. Okay. And we got what do we got? We got 18 for that. They have a powerful local patron. Okay. So I feel like what we should go with these guys is more classical mafia, maybe. It seems like, you know, in the way that like they're like a stand-in government kind of gang. So maybe that's a good way to go for it. All right, one for gang events. The former leader was recently killed. Ooh, okay. They badly, maybe with this, like, they badly lost a fight with another group. Maybe they, like, attacked, or maybe they retaliated. Maybe one or the other retaliated, where maybe, the Thrall gang, murdered their leader, and then they responded by just, like, murdering a bunch of gang members. So that could be some fun stuff between these two. Don't forget, we also have the 3 corpse as well, so I'll try to remember, because I don't know if I still have the file for that somewhere. I might have put it on Discord and then deleted it by accident, or put it somewhere else. I didn't see it on my files anywhere. But we also have the corpse that are also in the same district, so there could be stuff with them too, sort of mixing all the gangs and corpos. All right, so that's the gang event. Current gang goals. Crush a bothersome local resistor. That feels like local resistor. That feels like that could be like a government official, or like, maybe some sort of cop who thinks, they're John Wayne, and that they're not going to stand for what this gang is doing as them, because this gang is kind of going like, hey, we're the actual leaders of this area. And I could see maybe somebody from the government kind of, not believing that this is how it should be. Maybe there's somebody powerful, or have a lot of connections themselves. Could be some sort of magistrate, or it could be like, some sort of cop. And the last two are name element and gang element. So gang name, and that is 12, which is a drug name, and 3, which is boys/girls. That is fun. I kind of like that. Cocaine boys. What do you guys think? Morphine girls. Paper boys. Hey, mid. Snow flames. Cocaine is their god. Adderall girls. Yeah, what's a good one? Because it's also weird for this, like, lobbying one to have, like, a drug as part of their name. Cocandies. Anybody else have any other ideas? Adderalts, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Speed law. Yeah, I honestly find the names are tough. The names are the toughest part of all of this. Could do K-boys. Like, what's the drug? Starts with K. Like, I just had it in my head and I just lost it. Ketamine, thank you. Yeah. It just, I gotta say, I do... I do like the boys slash girls part. I do think the drug part doesn't necessarily work for the city government lobbying group. So I'm just gonna re-roll that. I like the boys slash girls part, but I'm gonna re-roll the other part. 16 favorite cyber. That's pretty cool. I do like that. So what's a cool cyber name that ends with either boys or girls? I'm actually gonna run the bathroom, so you guys decide while I go off and do that. Cortex Boys, I actually like that a lot. You know what? It's big brain time. Yeah, let's go Cortex Boys. Cortex Boys the Z. All right. Oh yeah. 0, 0. All right, nice. All right, so Cortex Boys with a Z and zeros for the O's. All right. Let's do the gang leader. If anybody has any names for that guy, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just go through the back of the book. Ooh, a natural 20 this time. No ones. Not a single one this time. Thank God. Zero? Hey, it's actually, you know what? I like that. I like that. 0. I'll give him a last name. Just because I think it's funny. If he's like Zero Hernandez or something. 0 Sheeran. Hell yeah. And we'll say we don't know what his real first name is, so we'll just put 0. Maybe it is his real name, who knows. But we'll put, actually, let's go, yeah. Yeah, I think 0 works. I think 0 is good. Oh, and I should also make, of course, this a 0. We'll make 0 with a 0 for the O, of course. So, main strength of 0. 20. Which is wisdom. This is all fitting out to be a really interesting gang. This feels like a corpo, if anything. I like this. This is very different from the Thrall gang, so I like it. So wisdom, able to discern a practical path to their desires even when all is murky. Okay. Notable quality. And I rolled a 6 for that. Exceptionally kind to the weak. Very interesting for 0. 16. Prone to fits of cowardice. Huh. That's his main flaw. So his main flaw is prone to fits of cowardice. Current problems. Yeah. 3. Their kids are doing something stupid. Current desires. And I rolled a 6 for that. They want to boost a friend's career. Which I feel like that all this fits out so well, because I feel like that friend has to be somebody who's trying to move up in the city government. So they're kind of going, if we get this person who's already, like, that we've either planted or has just gone in there naturally, maybe we can help this, like, lower level admin sort of rise to the ranks, maybe kill some people who are in his way, maybe, you know, grease the proper wheels, or just all sorts of things like that. You know what, Ori? That's actually not a bad idea at all. Gang 1 has Gang 1 has a family member that has a problem. Gang 2 has stupid kids. Make it Shakespearean Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, Romeo with the 2 zeros. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. You know what? The current problem, the kids are doing something stupid. I like that a lot. I wonder who they'd be involved with. Maybe NJ Kelly's, like, spouse? Maybe the family member who has a problem is, like, NJ's spouse who has, like, an affair with Zero's kid, who's maybe, like, trying to extort them for money or something now that they have, like, a video of them doing stuff. Something really... That'd be super fucking dark, though. That gets really dark. But, at least that would definitely lead to some weird shit between these two gangs. But before we flesh them out too much, we'll just go to Gang 3, and then we'll have all our gangs done, and then we can sort of see how maybe they interact with each other. Okay. Main income. This should be interesting. This is going to be a pretty interesting district with all these gangs and corpos. And how they act. Because you have a pretty diverse group of people acting all in the same area. 6, 17, 11, 11, 8, 16, and 19. Okay. So the first one we got is 6. So this gang's main income is the cyber trade, which I think fits perfectly in this district. Between the slave labor, the massive amounts of like wage slavery, and other things, I feel like the cyber trade is a perfect thing. I mean, there's just the idea of like the horrid chop shops that you'd have, of, you know, maybe discarded slaves or people that, you know, you just take off their cyber and repurpose it for new people, new customers, your own gang. I feel like this works out really well. Okay, and their general gang style, 17. Technical, preferring high-tech tools and expertise, makes complete sense. Gang style. Technical. Preferring high-tech tools and expertise. You know, with that, Cybertrade and the Thrall gang with their gears and weapons, you know, maybe the Cortex boys are extremely strong and powerful in the area where they have like a lot of protection from cops and, you know, the government and everything around. So maybe this gang and the Thrall gang are kind of working together against the Cortex boys. Oh, yeah. Or that's not an idea. They could be the sole legal providers of cyberware. We'll see what we roll, because that could work out really well with what these guys are doing. All right. We got 11 next for gang strength. And so we got... They provide a critical district service. Look at that, Ori. I think that's perfect. They provide a critical district service. So, you know, maybe they're like, maybe they get away with a lot of stuff because they actually provide, like the local hospitals with like a lot of cyberware, maybe like for people who might be, like amputees and that sort of thing. Maybe they do other stuff with cyber where it could be a lot of other, like maybe they like support like a lot of local businesses where they kind of have maybe like an extortion protection kind of thing, but a lot of it is with them actually providing like employees and like business owners with actual cyber to protect themselves with. But maybe they have some sort of like, you know, subscription plan that they have to like constantly keep up, or they lose access to their gear actually working. So, you know, and I feel like that would be extremely, extremely relatable for most people in this day and age with how everything right now is trying to turn into a sub-service, so they can milk every last dollar out of you. The next are gang events. A gang lieutenant turned traitor. Okay. So I'm really feeling two of these gangs together, ganging up, no pun intended, on one of the other gangs, and I feel like maybe doing like one major scheme between those two gangs is more interesting. Because I feel like any two of these could easily gang up on the other one that might be getting too strong. Sort of like a crab bucket kind of deal, where it's like maybe one of these is way more powerful than the other two, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you were getting to the point of like, you're more powerful enough to start like going into other districts. We need to like cut you down at the knees. Just get you down a little bit, because you're getting a little bit too powerful, and it's getting kind of scary. Gang goals. Gang. 8, recruit more useful talent. Well, that works with the gang lieutenant leaving. Recruit more useful talent. That could also work for just in terms of like needing more technical expertise. Maybe that gang lieutenant, when they turned traitor, actually took quite a few of their techs, and maybe cyber creators or cyber like repairers with him. Maybe he went to like one of the other gangs. Maybe he left the district entirely. So maybe they're like a little bit left in the lurch right now. All right. So that leaves us with our name. The hardest part every time. The Cybrarians. Conan the Cybrarian. We got 16 favorite cyber, which fits for this. And 19, which is squad. Ooh, I actually like that a lot. Ooh, not a bad idea, Ori. I do like squad for a gang name. I feel like that's very fitting. Anybody have any other any good cyber stuff? Let's look at the cyber stuff in the book. Maybe some of these will work out. Let's see. Cyberware, page 62. Mike's a little low. Hey, dude. I'm surprised it's coming in low, because it's going into it's like almost peaking. All right. Oh, this is cool. So we have a few different cyberware things. Let me know if anybody else has issues with the mic. Let me know if it's a little bit low for the music. I will adjust. Say mic is good. Okay. It's always tough because like I'm moving around too, so at times it can also be like going low because my mouth isn't pointed at the mic. But yeah, we have the body cyberware. We have a bunch of stuff. There's one called a Banshee module, and I feel like Banshee Squad sounds fucking sick. Hemosynthetic filter system squad. Holdout cavity. Holdout squad could be cool. Retribution shield. Like the Retribution squad. Titan gun system squad. Viper sting squad. Banshee's brood. Medusa implant. Skull Citadel. Yeah, so for anybody who's just joining, what we rolled on for the gang was favorite cyber followed by squad. So we're just trying to find... Ooh, shock fists. Shock fist squad? That sounds... that sounds like something else. Omni hand. Shock McFists. That sounds like a good player character, unarmed combatant character. Let's see here. You know what? I like Banshee Squad. I think that works. Viper Sting Squad's also just funny, so I kind of like that one because it's so stupid. But we'll do Banshee Squad just to keep things moving. Omni Hands, yeah. Well, the only reason why I'm going by the book is just for the sake of what we're doing. I find the squad part makes it really funny to me, because I find the great thing about Cyberpunk is that the amount of dudes who are just fucking nerds, who think they're cool, is very high. So, I think my brain just short-circuited there for a second. It sounds so goofy, that's why it's great. Banshee Squad. Alright. Gang leader. We'll go to the back of the book again for names. And if you guys have anything you want to throw in there, we'll do it. Yeah, cheese is super baked on Cyberpunk, absolutely. So many names. Yeah. I agree, TD. There's some really fun ones in here. The Alchemist. Adam was just, you know, ATOM with a dot between each one, which is kind of cool. That's actually kind of a good name. Ooh, somebody's last name here that they've used is Lifebuck, which I kind of like. Let's do Stacy Lifebuck. Yeah, no, the amount of names in the back is such a good, it's such a good little hack, because there's so many names in there. A lot of them real, and a lot of them just fully fake, so it works out well for Cyberpunk. Alright. So we got 16, 4, 9, 15, and 15. So, for Stacy Lifebuck, her main strength... 16, stealth. Okay, stealth. So this one says hard to follow, very difficult to locate or follow. I think we'll add on, like, not much known about her, and hard to physically pinpoint. Sort of a, kind of like behind-the-scenes kind of character. Her notable quality. Yeah, sort of like, maybe there's like a stand-in person, or maybe the Stacy Lifebuck that people know is actually like a fake, and the real Stacy Lifebuck is like, maybe like behind the scenes, the sort of puppet master. So next we got 4 for the noble quality. Courage of unusual degree. Interesting. Main flaw. 9. Irrational hatred for a class or type. You know, with her sort of being in behind the scenes and also having this sort of irrational hatred for a class or type, maybe maybe the Banshee Squad and Thrall Gang. So stupid. I love those names. Maybe they're together against the Cortex boys, considering like maybe she hates the government. Maybe she hates anybody who like brown noses or goes into like down official channels. I will say, TD, I do love somebody going, I'm Shadowblade Darkheart. Sounds like every edgy kid's first D&D character. But you can call me Terrence. Current problems. That's 15. They've been given a job too big for them. Okay, I think we'll come back to this because this could go either way depending on what we want to do with the schemes and all that stuff. We also might just skip schemes for the gangs. It might just go into what the current situation is in the gut with these three gangs and what they're doing. And then we have current desires. Which is another 15. They want to live in a different place. Okay. Which, you know what? With what the gut is like, fair. All right. So, these are our three gangs and our three gang leaders. This is actually pretty solid stuff. They're all pretty different. And they all fit with what's going on in this area. So I think we'll just do, instead of schemes, we'll do like, what's happening? What's happening with all these gangs? So this is like maybe like player start or like whatever is happening. Whenever you start the game, maybe this is the current situation, or maybe this will be the situation down the line just a little bit. But the way I see it, I feel like the cyber trade and the slave labor, those two go well together, as well as them probably both not being huge fans of the local government, especially with them giving the Cortex boys, you know, so many different, like, maybe privileges, as well as helping them get a lot stronger. So I'm going to say these two are against, I'm going to say the Thrall Gang and the Banshee Squad are probably making moves against the Cortex boys. Maybe working together, probably not working super well together, because they're still like infighting of who deserves what, who should do what, who takes point in different missions. Currently in the Gut District, the Cortex boys, these fucking zeros, are gaining far more strength, influence, and power thanks to Laser, Liberty, Anti-Zealot, Emergence Response Revolution. Currently in the Gut District, the Cortex boys are gaining far more strength, influence, and power thanks to their ties with the local district and greater city governments. We'll say also, they also have ties with, what was it? What was the name of that other group? 1 second. There was the White Rhino Corp. I can't remember what they were called. Let's see here. I have it here. Where's the name? That's Violet International. White Rhino Universal. Okay. Because White Rhino's the construction one, yeah. They also have ties with White Rhino Universal. Thanks to... because I think White Rhino also has a lot of ties with the local government, so we'll go do those two together. They also have ties with White Rhino Universal thanks to mutual contacts within the government. I'm wondering if I should do a scheme and make everybody's life easier, but I think maybe leaving it more open-ended and then people can design how big or small a scheme is might be a better idea, since in the Megacorp stream, we did already do schemes, so it's not like... Firstly, you can read the book, and I think also the scheme parts should be in the free PDF. But this might also just make it easier for everybody if we don't worry about following the scheme thing. In response to this increasing threat, Banshee Squad. Every time I read that fucking name. Banshee Squad. And Thrall Gang have a rocky and tumultuous alliance to work against the Cortex boys. Let's see here. Family member has a problem, and then I think... we'll add a few more details, such as problems or further complications have arisen with the Cortex Boys leader, arisen with the son of the Cortex Boys leader having an affair with the spouse of NJ Kelly. Just to add some extra things in there. And I feel like what we'll do is, we'll also do, as well as a powerful lieutenant, or lieutenant if you're British or Canadian, as well as a powerful lieutenant in Banshee Squad, betraying their gang and joining Cortex Boys, along with several important personnel. So I feel like this will just create a lot of ties that are going on in here, and I feel like what we should do also is the 3 major corps in the district are adding further, maybe like adding further like fuel to the fire, because I feel like what the 3 corps want here is that these 3 gangs still work for them in the ways that they do, but also probably really keep pushing that infighting, and just making sure that this crab bucket stays ongoing, so that they don't have to worry about any of them getting too powerful and then, you know, crushing them or becoming a serious problem. So having the 3 of them constantly at odds with each other is probably for the best. So 3 major corps in the district are adding further fuel to the fire by some good stuff here. Maybe by providing gear, info, and situations that further hostilities between the 3 gangs. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think that's a generally a very good like sort of general stuff going on here. Like I said with the past ones, I don't want to go too in depth because if anybody does want to use these, if anybody does want to take this for their own stuff and just throw this district into their own world, leaving it more open allows them to do what they want with it. If I go into too much detail, they might feel like, oh, I have to do it this way, or that like I have to like pull apart some things here. So I feel like this embroils them enough. What I was thinking about doing next, and I was thinking I might do another stream for this, but I feel like we won't need like an hour to do this. But I was thinking maybe generating some fixers for people that like, you know, like the guys who would give the PCs jobs. So we might do this all together in this stream, because then those can be fixers for corporations, they can be fixers for gangs, private patrons. So I think we'll do that now. I like that, Ori. I'm just going to... Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm still here. I'm just making sure you guys can't see my files. Fixer generation. The secret files, yeah. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we have our gangs. We have the current situation, what's happening with these gangs. One thing to keep in mind is that you can do schemes for gangs. Schemes aren't just for megacorps. I mean, hell, you can do schemes for literally anybody. You could have it for like a small group of like cyberpunks anyway. So you could do it for really anybody. But I feel like we don't need to do that for these guys. I'm pretty happy with these. I love their silly names. I feel like the silly names are good because if you're gonna have a really, really dark like cyberpunk world, having some stupid levity, especially like Mid was saying earlier, there's a lot of cheese and just there's a lot of stuff in Cyberpunk that's really funny and not cool, and it makes it better mixing that with the stuff that is cool, because it keeps the tone from getting too dark, and also you won't take yourself too seriously, and your players definitely won't, so leaning into some of the fun stuff is usually a good bet. But I think we're pretty good with those. I'm happy with that. I think we'll move on to making the fixers now. And I made it. I made the text big for you, Ori. So, for fixers, there's actually on page 168 a one role fixer generation. So we're going to be using that instead of the NPCs. You can probably use the NPCs for fixer generation as well, but we're not going to do that. And so for this one, instead of D20s, we need basically the entire dice chain. So I got my D4, my D6, my D8, my D10, my D12, and my D20. So this will be our first fixer. Oh, I totally fucked up on my lighting. Ooh. There we go. All right, so we are going to do the fixer generation now. Sorry about that. I did not realize putting the book up to the camera would completely mess up the green screen, but yeah. All right, so this is our first fixer. Fixer number 1. And while I'm doing this, feel free to think about names for these guys. I will probably use the back of the book again, but if anybody has good names, don't type them out now, because I will probably miss it if anybody else talks. But hold on to it for the name section. Okay, so we'll do this in order of the dice chain. Actually, no, we're not, because this is not in order. D6, what's their basic background? And for the D6, we rolled a 6. They had or have rebel or terrorist ties. Okay, so for these guys, there was that one corp, which I believe was Violet International. Yeah, either the group solo or with a small group of terrorists has to go destroy civil structure, historic. Oh wait, that was a scheme. But Violet International. Yeah, Violet International has back a useful group of terrorists as part of their thing. So I feel like this fixer might be a fixer for Violet International. They have terrorist ties. Terrorist rebel ties. Because one man's terrorist is another man's rebel. So, okay. Next, what kind of clients do they prefer? Preferred clients. 2. Gangs looking to get work done. Okay, that fits. Why are they used by operators? Like, why would they be used by the players? Why are they used by operators? It's for the PCs, I guess. D10, I rolled a 9 on that. They can find work for unemployable ops. That sounds kind of dark. They can find work for unemployable ops. I feel like with this one, that works well with the terrorist stuff, because if they can get people where it's like, listen, we have jobs. I have jobs from Violent International or from the terrorist group or whatever that most people don't want to do, and nobody else is going to hire you. So here's some work for you that nobody else wants to do. Maybe really, really horrible wet work. Maybe just awful conditions, like maybe some sort of stuff that's going on like in like the sewers or in some really gross parts of town, or really dangerous parts of town, or a mixture of both. Next is the D4. How established are they? And we rolled a 4. They've been a face here for ages. Okay, cool. So they're a real fixture of the area. D12. What bad rumors exist about them? We rolled a 9. The gear they supply is often faulty. I like that one a lot. That one's great. Bad rumor about them. The gear they provide is often faulty. Yeah, exactly, Ori. I think that's exactly what I was thinking too. This works really well. Because this could be a few things with this fixer. We already know that there is a pretty decent cyber trade in the district, so you can get good cyber here. It is possible. However, maybe whatever gear they get from like the patron who has the job, they take the good gear and then sell it for all the extra cash, and then grab much worse versions of the same gear that was supposed to go to the operators. And that could just be them just. Maybe the operators just got fucked that day. Or it could be maybe they're actually like doing this on purpose for actual maybe they're doing like fixer jobs for a group they hate or people that they're against because they have those ties. And their way of sabotaging stuff is that they know the jobs are gonna get done, and if they don't be the fixer for it, somebody else will. But in this way, maybe they can provide gear that will sabotage or fuck up those plans that they have. So I think that's pretty good. That could also lead to some fun stuff in game, because the players at really dramatic points, you might just roll a die or be like, "Hey, roll me a luck save," and then that's when shit goes down. So you can do some fun stuff with that. I do think also that there are rules for faulty cyber in the back of the book or in the cyber part of the book. So, because I think secondhand cyber is a thing you can do for a cheaper price, but there's a higher chance of it breaking on you. So there's already rules involved for this exact thing in the book, which is nice. And finally, a d20. I rolled another natural 1. Holy shit! It's a good thing I don't use these dice other than for this. Style and or manner presentation: sleek fashion, polished, and urbane. I like it. Style, sleek, and stylish. All right, so let's go for a name. Stephanie 3-seat. Ooh, let's see here. Molly got a few. Jimmy Scrambles. Retro Fontaine, Jazzataz, Afro Foxtrot, Goofum Phillips. I do like Retro Fontaine. You and your damn Jimmy Scrambles mid. Name. I do like those names. There's a few good ones there. Let's go with... I'll mix both of them together because I know... What is Jimmy Scrambles a reference to again? I remember you telling me like a week ago, but I've already forgotten. It's Jane Nicholson thing. Right, okay. I'm gonna do... Actually, in that case, let's go... I'll take from both of those. We'll go... We'll go Jenny Fontaine. I like that. That sounds like the name of a woman who'd be sleek and stylish. All right. Jenny Fontaine is a fixer in the gut who has personal ties to a terrorist... What was the terrorist group in this area? Because I think we had fleshed out the terrorist group somewhat, if I'm not mistaken. Regional terrorist group, currently focusing its resources in this district. The goals of the terrorist group are primarily religious in nature, an extremely violent and unstable group. Cool. To a religious fundamentalist terrorist group, and she has no loyalty to anything else. She's a well-known fixture of the district. And has kept her own goals well hidden. Yeah, it is. I do like... I was probably going to take retro for another one. So I think retro is a good first... either a handle or a first name. I think it works well. She's a well-known fixture of the district and has kept her own goals well hidden. While she carries out her plans to backstab operators she hires, as well as gangs and corpos that use her as a fixer. She has so far been able to that's what I'm looking for. I'm thinking like she's so far been able to like stop anything getting back to her. She's so far been able to like not be traced. I'm trying to think about how to phrase that though in a more succinct way. She's so far been able to avoid any heat coming back to her from her numerous sabotage And for numerous sabotage actions, we'll just say. That'll be the easiest way just to keep it short. All right, Jenny Fontaine, that's our first fixer for the area. This is somebody who, you know, might be a good face for one of the gangs, because it looks like her preferred clients are gangs looking to get work done. So she might be somebody who works on the side of either the Cortex Boys or maybe the Banshee Squad or the other one. Okay, we'll go to fixer number 2. Background. I'm going to do these parts first. Preferred clients. Why are they used by operators? This will save us time. Bad rumor about them. Style. Oh, I meant to do the colons. All right, perfect. There we go. Nice. I'm glad he has a come up with names. Name. There we go. All right, so we'll do our background roles for this fixer. All right. So we have, for their background, we got 3. A gang member of a middleman crew. Okay. So we may have another gang fixer here. For D8, what kind of clients do they prefer? D4, operators who need their own work done. Interesting. You know, that sounds like maybe they're part of like a smaller outfit then. Operators who need their own work done. How are they used by operators? Or wait, did I say how? It should be why, shouldn't it? Why they're used by operators. There we go. Oh, I read it wrong because I'm an idiot. Why are they used by operators? Which is 9, which is the same as the last one, so we're gonna re-roll that. 1. They pay noticeably better than most. How established are they? They're a new face with little history. Bad rumor about them? They hate particular types of people. And their style? Defunct gang colors. Casual and desultory. So what I'm getting from this, also, do you guys want to give me names? We'll think of a good name. So the way I see this person is, I see them as maybe somebody new. Honestly, Ori, it reminds me a bit of our Harm game, because I'm kind of seeing like with the old defunct gang colors, they hate particular types of people, so they could be, you know, anti-corpo, or maybe they hate other gangs because they're like a smaller gang. New face, a little history. Maybe this is like the remnants of a bigger gang from one of the other districts. Last survivors, or maybe like a Splinter Cell faction of it that has sort of broken off and shown up here. And so maybe their main sort of job as like a smaller gang is just being the middleman between different groups. And also, you know, mostly staying very small operations so they can, you know, not get too much too much information, like, or sorry, too much heat on them. Maybe they're just trying to stay very small and unnoticed. And they do maybe like very specific like boutique jobs. Cybro Funkotron. These are actually all really good. I'm gonna go with Morton Funkotron. We'll mix yours together. So, Morton Funkotron. Morton Funkotron is a fixer that is new in the gut. They have a small crew that they work with. And rumor is they are the remnants of a shattered gang from a nearby district. They also clearly have a lot of cash stored somewhere due to the much better paying, albeit extremely dangerous jobs they carry out for freelancers, small contractors, and independent operators. They're also known to turn down any jobs that would help out any of the corps in the district. Hey there, Hood King. How's it going? So, I think it's another good one. So we have Morton Funkotron. It looks like they're the remnants of some past group that was from one of the other areas. And I feel like maybe they're carrying out a lot of smaller jobs. I feel like maybe this fixer could be a good guy for, maybe there is some operator who has learned of, like, you know, an independent business that could be that, like, maybe like a group has learned about like an independent business that has like a lot of money on hand for whatever reason. Maybe they're selling drugs, or maybe it's just like a successful business like a restaurant or something, and they're keeping the cash somewhere like on the premises. I feel like they could be a much smaller person. This could be a good first fixer for the players to meet, where these guys are new, and they're not dealing with too many of the bigger corps and gangs. So if you don't want to give yourself too much work of figuring out all the intrigue just yet, and more just get your players into the game, into the world, these could be good guys to do that with, where they're not connected to too many things. Because I feel like with Jenny Fontaine, that is a good one if you want to immediately put the players in, like, head first, dealing with gangs, dealing with Violent International, dealing with whatever this terrorist religious fundamentalist group is. So I feel like Morton Funkotron, which sounds like a 1980s toy line, is probably a good bet for, you know what, and also Morton Funkotron sounds like such a fake ass fucking name. It probably is a fake name. I'm gonna add that too. People believe that Morton Funkotron is a fake alias. All right, I think that is pretty good for our second fixer. And this is kind of why I attach these fixers to this stream and not its own stream, is that I guess I could just make like 10 fixers, but I feel like 3 fixers, 3 gangs, and 3 megacorps is like a good amount of numbers as like a good starting bit. But this, we're blasting through this. All right, so let's do our final fixer. She got jump scared by a car ad. You know, if you subscribe, you don't get ads on Twitch. No, I really wish I could connect my patrons to my Twitch. Because Twitch fucking sucks. Yeah, you heard me, Twitch. You heard me, Jeff Bezos. I'm calling you out. God, this D10 has rolled 9 every time. Okay, there we go, 7. All right. So, background. We got a 5. Hacker Associated Info Broker. Ooh, there we go. This should be like a little gremlin goobly guy, I feel. Like, you know, like just some guy with glasses in like a dark room, maybe a bunch of like wires hooked up to him. That's how I see this guy. Preferred clients. 7 foreign agents of outside powers. Ooh. That would be fun for if you're doing stuff with maybe the gut is like, when I say under attack, I don't mean like a literal siege, but maybe there's a lot going on in the gut where maybe some outside megacorps or outside gangs or just outside powers are trying to worm their ways in. Maybe there's enough going on with like everything going on here. Maybe there's like technology that other groups want. Maybe there's people they want. Actually, the people thing would work really well with all the all like the human trafficking and like the wage slavery. If there's, you know, maybe people have been taken from like a different part of the country or a different country, or maybe some famous people have been taken and have, I say famous, I should say like notorious or powerful people have been taken and are, you know, have been moved through here. So this might be the last place that people are looking for to look for clues for who might have gone through here. So I find this very interesting, this hacker guy who has like mostly like foreign agents of outside powers as their clients. Why are they used by operators? They find work for raw newbies. Okay, so again, another good one for newer groups. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Ori. Gut could be some kind of hub for greater slave trade. That's how I saw it, where it's like, maybe people don't get stuck here, but like this is where like a lot of different groups are sort of funneling people in. They get kind of lost throughout here, go to different groups or anything else. Like a really horrible place. So maybe all these different smaller groups or bigger lines of different levels of slaves being put through here, and then they get, you know, exported out of here and moved around. So it's where a lot of people come to find people they may have lost, you know, loved ones, powerful people, all sorts of things. Because I don't want to get too dark on stream because I want to keep it lighthearted, but there's a lot of stuff you could do with that in very real world terms. And so I think it's a good, this is definitely a district. If you're doing this, you definitely need to talk to your players about content warnings and what they're comfortable with, because the gut is an awful place to be. But going back to why they're used by operators, I feel like working for raw newbies, I feel like what works well with that is that you could have operators, like your players could be new to the district themselves. They could be new operators where maybe these outside powers that are giving jobs to these fixers to give to operators are still trying to get a lay of the land. So that maybe they're not paying great. Maybe they're just paying very little to be like, hey, we're just looking for you to scope out these streets, scope out this business, find this person. They'd be like really early on, like preliminary stuff before they do, you know, bigger operations in the area. So I feel like that would work well for that. Another good fixer for a new group. And how established are they? I rolled a D4. They've been around for a long while. Makes sense why these foreign powers would be contacting them, since they obviously have been around the block for a bit, so they were a good contact to be using and to funnel money through. Been around for a long while. The bad rumor about them. They're much too optimistic about things. That's interesting. And their style. Avant-garde style, benignly superior. Avant-garde style. Interesting. That makes sense for somebody who doesn't get outside very much. Mm-hmm. I think that's. I'm gonna go off with that, Ori. Okay, guys. Now is the time for names. Give me your names for this guy. Brickhouse Sheffield, Bang Up Franklin, Cinderella Bagdas. I like Grease Monkey. I'm just gonna cover that. I like the umlauts. I'm gonna go with Grease Monkey. Grease Monkey, I think, as the handle and also what they would go by generally. I mean, in this world, like, you're not going to want to give people your actual name and everything. So we could actually, yeah, we could do a name. We could do, honestly, I kind of like Brickhouse Sheffield. I like Sheffield. Actually, I like Magnus, too. Magnus is a good last name. You know, let's do Jarvis to mix all your names together. Jarvis, Grease Monkey in parentheses. Not parentheses, quotes, for their nickname, and I like Magnus. Jarvis Magnus sounds like a fucking mage name. That's a wizard right there. But I would say that Jarvis Magnus is not known to most people. Everybody knows this person as Grease Monkey. And I feel like Jarvis also fits as like a little nod to like Jarvis from Iron Man, so. Okay, I'm gonna go off of what you said there, Ori, Alex. I like that. Grease Monkey has made a good living for years, being the first point of contact for new operators, gangs, factions, foreign powers, and other groups new to the gut. They stand out from a lot of other people in the gut due to their borderline creepy, optimistic view on the world. Joe Davis sounds like the most made-up name ever, mid. Their name is Robert Paulson. They are known to be extremely trustworthy to the operators they hire, and many people point new cyberpunks, edge runners, operators to Grease Monkey. Perfect. Another good one. All right. Do you guys want a fourth fixer? You guys seem to have a lot of names. I feel like you guys want to get a few more of them out. Should we make a fourth fixer, guys? Design spread, yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll do a bonus fixer, guys. A bonus fixer, hell yeah. Just add my editing time down. Or add my editing time up. Not that I edit these streams too much. They're pretty low Low effort. Another 7. Damn. Okay, this D10 is loaded. I just rolled 9 again. It keeps rolling 9. 9 and 7. There we go. 5. Okay. What was it? Oh, there you go. D8, D10, D4, and D12 an hour. There you go. You baking your dice? Yeah, I should be. I'm gonna throw this one out. Oh shit, what was this one? There you go. All right, so we're gonna do our 4th fixer. So while we do all this, think of names as we go through it. We're gonna do background. So for background, a street dweller made good over time. Street dweller made good over time. Okay. What the hell does that mean? That like they used to just be like a street punk who sort of established themselves? Is that how you guys read that? Because that's how I read that. So I'm assuming that's what it's saying. Yeah, hobo who went legit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, you know, just a street punk who, you know, went legit. What kind of clients do they prefer? That's the same as before. I'm gonna just change it. Ooh, there we go. Co-ethnics, or co-religionists with the same issue. Why are they used by operators? They match jobs and operators very well. Okay. How established are they? We got 4, so they've been a face here for ages. Bad rumors about them. They'll betray certain clients. Style. Dresses too young. Forcedly enthusiastic. Okay. All right. This is an interesting one. I like this. This feels like one that's not good for newer characters. I mean, it could still be interesting. Not saying that you shouldn't do it. Just that like they might not be a very like good one to deal with early on. Because one thing too is that their preferred clients are like co-ethnics or co-religionists. It could be that maybe they do also do like a lot of work with anybody who's not part of their ethnic group or part of their religious group. But maybe those are the people they betray the most. So maybe they're like a bit of like, you know, a dodgy kind of fixer where it's hard to tell maybe who, maybe it's hard to tell like who they're gonna screw over. Maybe they get very good jobs matched with good operators, so they have that going for them. But maybe they shoot themselves in the foot a little bit too much. Maybe people are a little bit like wary of them after like enough things have gone wrong. But do you guys have any names for them? Let's throw out some names for this guy. Feel free to throw in other ones you have. Bootsy Underpass. I like those. I like Vandal. Vandal's good. Schrader Brubacher. Retro Vandal would be good. That's not a bad handle. Let's see. What else do you guys have? Ooh, you know what? I liked Brickhouse from earlier. I'm gonna do Brickhouse Vandal. That's their handle. Brickhouse Vandal is my handle. Brickhouse Vandal. You know, just to save myself from getting canceled, or saying anything insensitive, I'm just gonna say Brickhouse Vandal is part of a minority religion, perhaps has ties to religious terrorist group, or is in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this long enough. We're not gonna need brackets. Brickhouse Vandal is a part of a minority religion, perhaps has ties to a religious terrorist group, or is in direct conflict with religious terrorist group. Though nobody has been able to trace any evidence back, it is rumored that anybody with, let's just say they're in conflict with that terrorist group with ties to terrorist group or Violet International, because they're the one funding them, tends to find themselves at the business end of a shotgun. In direct conflict with, they have so far been able to continue doing business despite these rumors because of an uncanny ability to match operators to jobs that work with their strengths. All right, there we go. We have our 4 fixers. We have Jenny Fontaine, Morton Funkotron, Jarvis Grease Monkey Magnus, and Brickhouse Vandal. And you know what? Even though we do have 2 that kind of tie back to the religious group, having 2 fixers on opposite ends could create for an extremely interesting intrigue arc in a sandbox game, because you might have them do a job for Jenny Fontaine. She's the one who has, she has ties. So maybe you might have them do a job for Jenny Fontaine that goes really well. And then maybe Brickhouse Vandal comes to them with a different job on the other end, or maybe you have them at different times, like in the same session or, you know, group of sessions, that they both come to the party with their own jobs on opposite ends of what needs to be done with this terrorist group. So I think there's some fun stuff with those. I like Grease Monkey for, you know, like a really good early fixer. Same with Morton Funkotron. I think those 2 guys are easily ones that you could just have. If you're trying to not overwhelm your group early on in the first session, you could just have one of them be a fixer that approaches the group with a job, or they approach one of them. But yeah, those are our fixers. Let me move this. These are our gangs. We have done some good work here today, guys, in under 2 hours. We are starting to really fill out the gut a lot more. We have fixers, we have gangs, we have megacorps. One stream I was thinking that could be interesting next time or at some point is there are NPC operator groups. So having other operator groups that they might be dealing with could be fun to roll up with, so that you have, you know, rival groups that could be fun. Maybe uneasy alliance groups. There's a lot of stuff to do with NPC operators that I think they could also be ones that might hire on the PCs. Be like, hey, listen, you're an operator who's by yourself. You're like, there's only 3 of you. You guys don't really know what you're doing. This is a very violent part of the world. You should probably join us if you want to live. So there's a lot of stuff you can do those. So we might do those next. Oop, I didn't even do that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know what the next one will be. NPC operators could be fun, but we might try and... There's some other stuff in here that could be fun to do. I probably should announce this in case it falls through, but Jack and I believe next Saturday, we'll be doing a Cities Without Number breakdown stream, similar to the Atlas of the Latter Earth. So we might do that. We have it planned, but, things could fall through. Yeah, it will be another short one, and I'll put that in the title to piss people off once again. But that one might actually be shorter than the Atlas one. It's hard to tell because this book actually isn't that big, and depending on what we're actually interested in going over. Like, I feel like character creation is gonna be a big part of it. I don't know how much we really need to go over the rules of the game. Because a lot of it, if you're looking at Cities Without Number, firstly, there's a free PDF, so you can easily see that for yourself. It's not that different from BX. And also, if you're in with Cities Without Number, you probably already know Worlds Without Number or Stars Without Number, and they play essentially the same, except for some changes. So you might go over the changes. I don't know how much Jack and I care about Kevin Crawford's own, Cities Without Number setting stuff, so you might also skip that. I feel like a lot of it will be character creation, maybe the tools of the trade with all the cyber and mods, hacking, the creation stuff, since I'll be able to talk about the things we've done here so far. And then the last part is essentially just some extra supplemental material for cyber stuff, and then also essentially just like the Shadowrun section of how to turn your Cities Without Number game into a Shadowrun game. There will definitely be comparisons to Worlds Without Number just because that's the biggest one, and also because it's kind of hard not to. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go over the hacking rules. The hacking rules are honestly, they're pretty good. I actually quite like them. I was reading through them. I was like, I'm actually excited to do this because I'll have a Cities Without Number game on Wednesday. Which is part of the reason why we decided to do it next Saturday, because we were going to do it yesterday, but we thought we did character creation, might as well do a game, and then we can talk about our, experiences playing cities. Yeah, well, exactly, Mid. There's not really much point, and again, you can get the PDFs for free. So, the basic mechanics, you either already know them from knowing BX, or knowing Stars Without Number, or Worlds Without Number, and you can just get it for yourself if you really care about that. So but yeah, guys, that's everything. I will see you next time. I've been recording a lot of stuff. I've recorded a video today, I recorded a video yesterday, so I should have a lot of stuff coming out in October. Some spooky related, some not spooky related. But have yourselves a fine Sunday evening, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.